Oh no! I just realized I got fairly reasonable from Zjef. I stole saying reasonable all the time from him. Hello! I obtained this little creature from Lantern Rite yesterday, and I'd say I have been pretty excited for LAN YAN. This isn't a full 101 for two reasons. First off, I just feel I haven't had enough time playing her to find any intricacies in her kit that I would want to talk about in a 101, but she also just seems to be a very straightforward unit. It's pretty obvious to me where she can be used and why she's good.
So let's just jump right into it.
I'll give you one guess what her normal attacks do. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely nothing. The only part of her kit that actually matters is her skill. She dashes forward and makes a shield. This shield scales on attack, and she is the first unit to have an attack scaling shield. After she creates the shield, she'll jump up in the air and then have a chance to do this follow-up chakram throw. It's technically optional, but I would always do it because the chakram is the part that generates energy, and it also bounces between opponents. So you can get your VV res shred in AoE. And we're jumping ahead a bit, but as you can see, her A1 passive allows her to absorb swirlable elements and infuse her shield with whatever element you swirl, making resistance to that element higher. And she'll also get some damage of that element tacked onto her Feather Moon Ring. Her burst, it exists, pretty similar to Hazo's burst. It has a longer cooldown and a higher energy cost, but a higher motion value, and I mean, I can't tell off the bat, but no. The AoE looks to be pretty similar. Her A4 passive is a personal damage increase in the most technical sense. Being able to increase her swirl damage and her talent damage with one stat is nice if that's what you really want to be doing with her, but given that her shield scales with attack, you don't really have many reasons to be building EM unless you are going for a DPS LAN YAN. I have her at C0 and she works perfectly fine there. I'm also not going to talk about her constellations because this isn't a full video and I just don't know the value of all of them yet, particularly C2. People are talking big about this C2 and numerically it is very, very impressive, but the amount of value that you can get from it is pretty variable. Other than C2, none of them seem to be particularly special. They're not useless, and you will be able to tell when you have them, but she is a more than functional unit at C0. But that's kind of it. Even her shield isn't all that special without its absorption properties. It's just an okay shield. Where her value comes in is that she has access to basically all the best support sets, and she's incredibly easy to build. All she needs to be useful in a team is to hold VV, and because she doesn't need her burst, you could just go all attack percent. And of course, because she's a catalyst unit, she has TTDS. And on a side note, I've actually found that TTDS has been a lot less clunky on her than it is on other catalyst units, because TTDS and VV have the same 10-second duration, so I'm finding that I don't even have to change my rotations to factor TTDS in. That's it, she's an incredibly simple and easy to build unit that functions well in a ton of different teams without having to change her build at all, and brings a lot of valuable buffs through her gear. And when I saw LAN YAN's kit, my immediate first thought was Lyney. Lyney's mono pyro teams require 2 other pyro units to maximize his damage percent passive, and the only pyro shielders are Toma, who requires normal attacks, and Xinyan, who is Xinyan. And a character who shreds res is so important for the team's damage that you also don't really want to give that up. Maybe if I set up faster on him, I can actually kill him. But now, LAN YAN has come along to fill both those roles in one team slot. Because LAN YAN is our first attack scaling shielder, she has some synergy with Bennett, who grants her a larger shield. Easy. Literally easy. Lyney, I think, is one of the, if not the character who has benefited the most from LAN YAN's release. She's more of a convenience in other teams, but her convenience is very high. Whereas in Lyney teams, before, we just couldn't slot in a shielder and a res shredder. The best option was zhongli, whose res shred is only 20%. LAN YAN with VV brings double that, and she's also able to hold TTDS. Moving from charge shot carry to charge shot carry, another option is, of course, Sethos. Oh no, she's a little too slow for this rotation. Ooh, let's get it. Oh, shit. I nearly got it. Notably, Sethos also has Kirara as an option. Lan Yan's release isn't as earth-shaking for him as it is for Lyney. The Kirara Shielanen teams probably perform about the same, but Shielanen is a newer unit and Kirara's Danger application only happens at C4. So this is a team structure that maybe more people will have access to. It would also be remiss of me to... Alright, well, I didn't mean to get Yanfei. Yeah, what if I actually just throw Ororon in here?
Want me to join?
What are you guys gonna do about it? You can't do anything about it. I'm not playing Shielanen, I'm playing Ororon. TTDS is usually the best option by far if you can make use of it, but like in this team, we can't. I'm throwing Fav on her. It's not necessary. I believe I have enough energy recharge already in this team, but this will make my rotations a little less strict. Sac Frags is an option that can make her rotation shorter, and actually maybe I should have used it in that last Sethos team because he also doesn't benefit that much from attack. You could also force something like Prototype Amber, make her into a healer. She doesn't really care what her weapon is as long as it's leveled to 90 because she scales on attack. So it's kind of just up to whatever your team can make use of.
Need some water? Here, take a sip of mine. It's infused with mint leaves, so it's extra refreshing.
Thank you, Lan Yan. I was getting thirsty.
Settle down.
Time to shine!
Go. You're free now.
Up and away!
Silence.
It's a neuvillette team. Ooh, I also have enough Risen for a weekly now, so you guys are gonna get some special footage. Well, I don't have her. Lan Yan is probably also pretty significant to Arlecchino. Seatlali is definitely better. Same actually goes for Lyney. If you're not playing him in mono pyro teams, I generally prefer playing Seatlali with Lyney. But if you don't have her, Lan Yan's pretty good. Arlecchino's inability to be healed pushes her towards being used with shielders, which Lan Yan is going to be a pretty high damage option. Her holding TTDS also might let you get away from Bennett a little bit more. But honestly, yeah, that's kind of it with Lan Yan. Pick your favorite carry with a swirlable element, throw Lan Yan in your team, and she's functional. It's not hard to see why Lan Yan is good. She does what she needs to do and gets the hell out. Even though that's it for all the teams you would traditionally use her in. Now I'm gonna DPS her because it's funny. We're wid-sithing today. We are wid-sithing today.
Ah! Showing you through! Time to shine! Have fun with this gift! Go ahead! Swift as the swallow.
Okay. 150k burst that adds up to? My normals are doing damage technically. Ooh, 66,000. This is okay. I think that's the way we will see the highest numbers out of her, but not the most personal damage. Because she scales with Elemental Mastery, you know what? Is this what we do? Am I insane? I think so. I think we're gonna earn Yao Yao. I think I want to use Yao Yao now. Honestly, I think we're gonna pop off here. I think this is gonna be a little quasi. Because her attack scalings aren't the best, I think that a highest DPS Lan Yan team is gonna look more like this, where I sort of have this weird, I could optimize it better, but it's like a mixture EM crit build made so both my swirls and my talent damage will be good. And because the swirl reaction applies whatever element was swirled, Lan Yan's swirls in this team are going to be able to trigger aggravate, which increases the amount that she scales with EM even more. This is fun. I'm liking this. I'm gonna do one more run and then probably cut it. Oh wait, no, I promised weekly footage. I'll fight a weekly boss with this. Let's see how this works out.
Afraid?
Oh no, please heal me. There we go. Oh!
With these rising flames! Eyes on me!
As you wish, me.
I technically don't even need to be creating the shield, but it feels like it does more damage. And here we can see Yao Yao being better than Mizuki. Alright, I'm gonna stop bullying Mizuki. She was healing and damaging at the same time, was my point. She can even do that at C0.
Your punishment made manifest.
Help me, you.
Sometimes
me, you
only the
That worked well. And billet? No billet. So there's LAN YAN. She's easy to build, she's easy to play, and she makes everybody else easier to play too. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, you can leave a like. If you like me, you can subscribe. And I hope y'all have a great time LAN YANing everywhere. I forgot to talk about when I was actually recording. Her charge attack, it doesn't deal a lot of damage, but it's cool.